Live now, you can share the screen of the PowerPoint, the slides. Let's do sharing. Okay, so wait for a while to get rid of the black box. Okay, come, everybody settle down. We're beginning now a new chapter. A very warm welcome to all of you on a Wednesday evening. Today is 3rd of September, and we're actually covering the last chapter of this book, The Essence of Living Enlightenment. So we have two parts. Today we'll cover the first part, and then next week we'll finish off this entire series. So we're going to learn about the fourth tattva, the fourth spiritual principle called apyayanam. Okay, apyayanam is enriching in Sanskrit. So today is lesson number 19, and we will conclude with lesson 20 to wrap up this whole series. So before we enter into the lesson itself, let's sit with the back straight. Just take a few minutes to align ourselves to the present moment. Align the whole body awareness with the head, neck, and spine in one straight line, and feel the whole body with your awareness, and then begin to also incorporate your breath awareness. Inhaling very slowly and deeply, enter into a pause, a gap, and then exhale very slowly and completely, and then another gap. So just continue breathing in and out in this fashion with the awareness of the two gaps between the incoming breath, outgoing breath, and outgoing breath and incoming breath. That two gaps help to bring us to the now, the silence, the gap where there is no thought or action, just pure silence. In that awareness, restful awareness, and Shravana, listening, authentic listening, let's begin to invoke Swamiji. Join your palms together in Amanjali Mudra, that's Chanda Sadguru Vandana, followed by 3 times Mahavakya. Now take a deep breath. Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamutim Vandvatitam Gaganashatrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Savadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunadahitam Sadguruntam Namami. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. So bow down to Swamiji as we begin a new chapter on enriching, requesting him to bless all of us with the space of enriching. Apyayanam. Okay, so once again, a very warm welcome to the people who just joined the room. Today we are going to cover these following topics. We'll do a quick recap of the last lesson on responsibility, and then we enter into this week topics on enriching, such as what is exactly enriching, why should I enrich others, and understand enriching is a mirror, reflection of you and outer world, and choose the right cognition, because for enriching to happen, you need to have the right cognition. And then finally, we will look at it, how enriching is a healing power, how enriching can heal not only you, but also the other party. Let's enter into the session itself. So, just a quick recap what we did a couple of weeks ago, because last week we had the Ganesha Chaturthi, so we didn't have any lesson. We took a 1 week break. So Swamiji says this very clearly on responsibility. The third tattva, he said, when you declare with responsibility, you become a channel for divine energy to flow through you. Only when you take up the responsibility, then you will see powers, energy land in you. It doesn't work the other way. That means, once you start, what you call that? You wait for the power energy to flow, then you take the responsibility. It doesn't work that way. So take the responsibility first, then all the showering or the auspiciousness happen. So he said that we always think responsibility is a burden. In fact, it is a power, a Shakti. When you take responsibility, not only you have leadership consciousness, you become a leader, people will follow you, but also with enormous power you're given to create, manifest. Okay? So responsibility is the means to create an expanded life for you and others. Expansion can only happen when someone takes up the responsibility. So he said, do not measure your level of responsibility with the rewards it brings. Because this is the way how society trains us. We look at what am I in it, right? What is it in it for me? This is the way how we're trained. Okay, we evaluate how much we're going to get out of this investment of time or responsibility. And you feel that, it's not worth the effort. You don't take the responsibility. You don't want to take the extra workload, right? But he said, no, don't look at it from responsibility and reward equation. Because if you look at that, you're going to be missing, I would say, not only breakthroughs or even auspicious things happen. He said, look at your life and note down how you can expand to take responsibility for all your dimensions. It means all the different dimensions in you, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all these 4 dimensions of you. He said, practice this with authenticity. That means take responsibility for all. Let's say your physical health, how you maintain this body. Then mental health, right? How you continuously awakens the non-mechanical parts of the brain, means in becoming more subtle in ability to cognize deeper truth, and how you're able to balance your different emotions, able to go beyond the different emotions, and emotional, like the attachment of certain things from the past, and of course fundamentally spiritual. So all the different dimensions, take responsibility to expand where you are today versus where you want to be. So don't measure, if I do this, then I don't get so much money. If I do this, I don't, get all that kind of freedom. No. Look at how you can expand in all these different dimensions. And he said, practice it with authenticity, being authentic. Continue to raise yourself to the next capacity. Okay? So then the past has no influence on your future. Let go of it. So basically he said, drop the past because your past is dead. Just complete with it and let go, and then move on to the future. He said, when you are ready to move out of your comfort zone and face the unknown, that is freedom. Understand, freedom from the known is real freedom. The known is the past. Understand? Because the past you have gone through, so you think this is known. But if you are free from the past, that is the real freedom. People think, I have to look at my past because the past is what I learned, and you feel more solid when you know the past, because everyone wants to feel secure, the predictability. But he said, no, move out of your comfort zone, face the unknown with courage, with clarity, and that is freedom. So many people, when they begin, they don't dare to take the quantum leap from the comfort zone and face the unknown, because the unknown is like you'll be living in utter insecurity and vulnerability. But that's the space of that, insecurity and the vulnerability that breakthroughs happen. Understand? So, which means you need to drop the mind, because the mind is what want to cling on to the comfort zone. So, taking responsibility is jumping out of that comfort zone. And he said fundamentally, becoming responsible makes you a leader, not the other way around. Understand? A leader is one who, take responsibility. Not only when you become a leader, then you decide that I'm going to take responsibility. Give me the leadership status first. No, it doesn't work that way in spirituality. Okay, so now let's enter into the next. So what is enriching? Let's define it based on Swamiji's definition. He said, enriching is you taking responsibility with integrity and authenticity, that you are committed to continuously enrich, which is expanding life in and around you. Okay? So the whole point of enriching is to expand life within you, yourself, enriching yourself, and also around you. It means the people who come in contact with you, you are enriching them as well. So at both levels, because I've seen that there are many people, when they stop enriching themselves, it means when they stop growing, it means trying to upgrade themselves, they become down, they become depressed, and they become lazy, down, and depressed is what I can describe. It means what? They have given up learning or given up on themselves. When you reach the state that you stop enriching yourself, be very clear, you're just waiting to be buried and get burned away. It means death is already happening even though you're still having a physical body. So no, he said, enriching is what makes you feel the expansion. Expansion is life, contraction is death. Again and again, Swamiji said, this is the way how Mahadeva, Paramashiva, continues to explode in the cosmos, expanding and expanding. Same way for us, when we want to feel life pulsating inside you, continuously enrich either yourself or others. Many people all think that you need to enrich others, but they don't enrich themselves. As a result, they don't grow. Internally, they feel stagnant. Okay, next slide. So this is how he further elaborates what is enriching. He said, enriching is the highest of all the sacred principle. Of all the four tattvas, this is the highest because it infuses life to all the other three. Integrity, authenticity, responsibility. When you start enriching, you fundamentally infuses life to the other three. So you don't leave them separately. They are not existing in silos. The moment you start enriching, the other three becomes alive. Understand? So he said, what is enriching? It is going one step further than integrity, authenticity, and responsibility. Enriching requires to take one more step. Enriching alone can burn any lack of integrity, inauthenticity, or irresponsibility in you. Because the minute you need to enrich, all these patterns of non-integrity, inauthenticity, and irresponsibility all get burned, all get churned or shaken. That is the power of enriching. Understand? Because enriching means taking responsibility for everybody, not just yourself. It means taking responsibility to remove everyone's inauthenticity and lack of integrity. When you start enriching, all the people who are hiding behind non-integrity and inauthenticity has to be exposed. It cannot escape from the veil, like you think you can cover up, and hide behind all this veil of non-integrity and inauthenticity. No. Enriching is one clear tattva, sacred principle that make you raise to the next level. then integrity, authenticity, and responsibility. That's the power of enriching. Okay, next slide. So about enriching, there is not much to say because enriching is all about doing. When you start enriching, you are doing. Enriching is not a theory; it's a way of life that you choose consciously. You've chosen to live for others. Say yes to life. That is the conscious decision. When you say no to life, you will shrink, and then you will move towards that. When you say yes to life, that means you have decided to take the responsibility to go out and enrich others, including yourself. When you enrich others, you also enrich yourself because so much you learn just by enriching others. I remember in my early days when I started my yoga teaching, before I met Swamiji, when I decided to take out this responsibility to help people to find the benefits or the health of yoga, let me do yoga and discover the health. I realized that just by going out there to enrich, I get also enriched through this process because of the responsibility, the expansion that happened because of enriching others. So to me, enriching is one of the best way to learn and expand because you're actually doing it. You're not just babbling and talking only. You are actually doing it. Okay, next slide. So why should I enrich others? You may ask. They do themselves. Why should I go and enrich others? I might as well do my own thing. You say, understand, you do not live in a cave or a forest. You're not like a hermit living in a cave and just facing yourself only. And you're not in a forest whereby you only live with the animals. You don't need to get in contact with people. We are still living in society. That's a reality. You're living with other people in the society. Life is happening outside of you in your own little cocoon. Life is happening. So life is happening to you with others. That is a reality. You have to interact. You have to work with people. So whether you like it or not, this is happening. So when you know that you're living with people, then you need to learn how to enrich people. Unless you decided to pack up your bag and go and stay in some ulu mountain where nobody can see you, you just shut yourself from the rest of the world, then of course, maybe enriching is not so important. But all of us are still living in a society, in the world. So he said that, for instance, you're involved with hundreds of others. Hundreds of others are involved with you. The people, you can just name the people who you're interacting, at least hundreds of them, you're involved in their life or they are involved in your life. So naturally, when so many people are involved in your life, for any transformation that you want in your life, you have to work and transform others' life as well. Let's say you want to enrich people with yoga because you receive the benefits of having a yogic body, a healthy body. So you want to enrich and transform others. So you need to work and transform others through yoga as well. That help them to receive the applied science of yoga. Okay, so next slide. So otherwise you may sit and meditate for months and months and months and raise yourself to a high level of joy and bliss. But the moment you come back home, imagine you go and hide some corner and got some very high spiritual experiences, and then after a few months you come back to society, or whether with a family like your spouse, can just bring you down in less than 10 minutes. 10 minutes is more than enough. Like one look, one word, or even a phone call is enough to send you crashing from the high frequency that you attain in the, when you're alone, when you're isolated. It's that only when you enrich others can your life go through any real transformation. Understand? If you really want to establish permanently in transformation, enriching is a must. You need to start enriching others. Don't think that by sitting somehow and reading Bhagavad Gita, reading Swamiji's book, you're going to, get enlightened. No, you need to start to do the work of enriching others. Then your transformation becomes permanent. Your transformation is solidified, established in your muscle memory and biomemory. Understand? It's not just some kind of intellectual fantasy that you have. So whether you know it or not, you're constantly imbibing the qualities of your environment. We live in the society. There's certain environment that we live in, and certain qualities are radiating through the environment that you have chosen. So you are constantly exchanging vibration with those around you. In fact, before I came, I was watching a video. It says that our energy field, right? Each one of us has the aura, energy field. And if we are, when the people we interact with, also we can affect their energy field, or they can also affect our energy field. Understand? So constantly, like what Swamiji is saying, constantly the exchange of vibration with those around us is happening. So if you want to be wealthy, you want to be a multi-billionaire, you should either be in a company of wealthy people. That means you need to create people who be hanging out with people who are wealthy. Don't hang out with the poor fella, right? Because only when you're in the company of wealthy people, or make the people in your company wealthy, right? So he said either you surround yourself with wealthy people, or make the people in your company wealthy. That means you take the responsibility to make everybody become rich. Understand? Either you mix with wealthy people and learn from them, or you take the responsibility because you learn the knack of how to create billions. Then you create more people to become wealthy. Okay, so this is what Swamiji said. If you want to be healthy, you either be in a company of healthy people, people who are vegetarian, people who are doing yoga, and doing people who do completion regularly, or make the people in your company healthy, right? People whom you are living with, make sure that they are also healthy. So in the same way, if you want to be spiritual, you should either be in the company of spiritual people, or make the people in your company spiritual. So this is so straightforward. Whatever kind of life you want, make sure you're surrounded by the environment that support this intention, this ambition that you have, or this desire that you have. Understand? Don't say that, oh, I want to be a rich fella, I want to attract lots of money. But what do? You hang out with all these people who only suck your money or rob you or cheat you. No, it's not going to help you in having that breakthrough, becoming wealthy. Same way, if you want to live a spiritual life, be careful who you hang out with. Who are the people in your inner circle? Who are the people you seek advice? All that matters. Okay, next slide. So when you're practicing these tattvas, the integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching by yourself, you will remain only in practice mode. Understand? Don't go on practice mode alone. But when you start enriching, when you are enriching others, integrity, authenticity simply become a part of you. You start using this spiritual principle. When you enrich, you start living the tattvas effortlessly. You have to live the tattvas. Otherwise, it will just mere talk, some brain candy. Oh, I read this from Swamiji. He said that by do this, you have integrity. By doing this, you have authenticity. By doing all this, you have responsibility. No. All these are just thought only. Only when you start enriching others, all these spiritual principles become part of you effortlessly. Only then these tattvas become satya, true for you. That means you're living the satya, the truth, in your life as part of your life. So when you want to work with your life and transform it, you are serious as a seeker. Yes, I want to transform my life from my unconscious life, I want to live a spiritual life. For instance, you make that declaration. Yes, I don't want to live like a normal human being anymore. I want to live, extraordinary life as a seeker. Then you have to work with others also, right? You cannot just say, you just sit, in one corner and just meditate and think that is going to flower into some kind of transformation. You do that too, but it's not enough. Okay, he said enriching means taking responsibility for everyone in your life who comes within your breathing space, who come into your breathing space. You take responsibility for everyone. So when you start enriching others, the cosmos naturally flows through you. Cosmos just descend all its amazing energy and also knowledge, as well as I would say powers for you to do the job of enriching others. So the joy is happening in you, the joy that happens in you when you start enriching, the inspiration happening in you is pure cosmic energy. Understand? That's why I say whenever you are inspired to do something, don't kill that because you're pregnant with that energy. Don't abort it before it gets developed into full delivery as an outer reality. Swamiji said it once. I remember when he was saying in the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. He said, every time when you're showered, you're blessed with inspiration, transformation, or spiritual experiences. You had an amazing experience when you go through a certain meditation or through something happened and you had that aha moment and inspiration. Understand those are the moment of pure cosmic energy. It's a blessing. So don't waste that joy of receiving that grace of the divine, of the cosmos. Then if you want to taste the cosmic energy, just start enriching others today. You will see simply the showering of the cosmic energy continue to land in you again and again and again. When you stop enriching, that gets severe, which means you stop flowing through you. So start enriching. You will feel so much of joy, so much energy, so much powerfulness. Just land in you. I remember when I start taking the responsibility for the children, right? The Gurukul, e-Gurukul, weekend Gurukul when I first started. I mean, I was clueless how to even do it, but I just wanted to do it. And when I first began to take the responsibility, at first, of course, I had to go through certain adjustment, learning how to work with myself, getting rid of all the patterns and all that. I must say that when I start enriching, a lot of expansion happened. As an acharya, a lot of powers also get awakened. So the joy of teaching the children, the joy of working with the parents is just amazing. Just enriching parents and kids, it gives me so much of fulfillment and joy. I can say that. And even with yoga also, that's another area that I find enormous joy and inspiration just by enriching people and feeling the whole cosmic energy landing in this body to express that expansion. Because you become empty, you become like a bamboo for the divine energy to flow. Next slide. That's what Krishna said, be my flute, be my divine flute, so that divine music can flow. So he said, when you enrich others to live with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching the fourth sacred principle of spirituality, your karmas are simply burned away. You don't even have to worry about your karmas, you just get burned away. That is why in Hindu tradition, Sanatana Dharma, we have this great truth as a faith. If one person takes up sannyas, the monastic life, and he takes up sannyas to serve God, 7 generations of his family or her family on all sides have the possibility of liberation. That's why when you take sannyas, imagine 7 generations above you and 7 generations after you will all get liberation, the possibility of liberation. If one person in your family become a sannyasi, 7th generation can be straight away liberated. Understand? That is the power of taking that decision of a monastic life. So a sannyasi's life is dedicated to enriching, nothing else. A sannyasi's life is, the whole world is the family, and it's their responsibility, and they're dedicated to enriching everybody. So when a person takes the sannyas vow, just the power of his commitment creates so much punya, merits that bring down a shower of blessing from the cosmos. That's why when I've witnessed when Swamiji initiate new sannyasis to take the vow of the sannyas vow in the form of Kala Bhairava, there's tremendous landing of blessing from Kala Bhairava in that form. Just happen, you can see it's amazing scene to watch. Next time in any major situation when some Swamiji is doing the sannyas initiation, just sit and watch how the initiation happens. Amazing, the showering of blessing. And the karmas of 7th generation are simply wiped away. So that is the what you call that? Punya, the merits when someone takes sannyas. So when you enrich others, not only your own karmas, but also others' karma, the people in your family, the different generation, are also burned away. Okay? So not just taking sannyas get burned away, but if you even enrich others, their karmas get burned away. So that is the power of enriching this life. So here's the activity. Come on, just take your book of heart or paper, a notebook, whatever it may be. Here are the 3 activities he wants all of us to do as part of the contemplation, manana. See, just now whatever you heard is shravana, listening. Now is manana. You're going to write down and contemplate on it. Then once you got the powerful cognition, you start living it, nidhyasana. Okay? So first he said, list down all the areas of life where you feel you're not enriched. List it down. In your life, in those areas that you're not enriched. Second, list down all the areas in your life in which you enrich others in these very areas. That means in referral to number 1. In each case, find out how enriching others is also going to enrich you. Okay? So, just like the example I said, right, whether it's in yoga, whether it's teaching the kids, and all this I have experienced it myself as a living proof that the moment I stretch out to take responsibility to enrich others, I get enriched as well. Like for instance, when I enrich parents about the importance of getting kids to learn spirituality at a young age. Don't wait till they're teenager. So in that process of enriching the parents, I myself also get enriched because, a lot of things I also learn when I enrich others. So that is the beauty of enriching others, and you yourself also get enriched. Don't wait till you say, oh, and I study this, I know everything, and then I start enriching. No. Start enriching, the knowledge, the whatever will just be poured onto you. Even you don't know, you think that you roughly know, start doing it, and you see how that opening of the cosmic energy happens. Okay? Give me a thumbs up if you all understand. Yes. Please write down in your life, okay, areas that you feel you're not enriched, whether it's in a form of health, you're not enriched, or in the form of relationship, or in the form of work. Wherever you feel that you're not enriched, that you have stopped growing, you have stopped enriching others. List it down and list down the areas in which you can enrich others in this way. Let's say in yoga. Now that you feel that you want to take care and you want to get back to a more regular spiritual routine, and then you want to enrich others, okay? Then you say, okay, let me take responsibility to remind people to do yoga daily. Because if I remind them, I also will get to do it together. We'll have more, people doing together. And then in this case, and find how about enriching others, you're going to feel enriched as well. Done? Or are you still writing? Still writing? I'll give you a few more minutes. Even the earlier days when we used to do this Nirahara Samyama, the liquid diet. So at that point in time, when Swamiji introduced this Nirahara Samyama, the science of liquid, just going beyond solid food. So because as a vegetarian, right? So there's a lot of time when you're outside, we're not having access to vegetarian food. So the Nirahara Samyama really was like give me the next level of freedom. If I don't eat, if I can just drink, then many things will be settled. Everything is so you enjoy the whole freedom. You don't feel, hey, I'm at a place I cannot find food to eat. So that whole incompletion of not having the right food was totally removed. So when I start enriching others about this, they discover health. I also have become healthy. I become, the body went through a lot of transformation by taking Nirahara Samyama. So when we start enriching others to also join us in doing that fasting, and I feel that in that process, learning from their experiences, I also got enriched. Same thing for Patipanebatram, which we do annually for the last 5 years now, if I'm not wrong, the annual fasting in March and April, which is a daily fasting because Parashakti, in the form of Mahamariam, she does 28 days fasting. And since in 2020, if I'm not wrong, Swamiji introduced this daily fasting because of it is done something that in his hometown. So I must tell you, after trying it for the last 6 years now, actually 2020 to now 2005, yeah, so much amazing happening, the transformation just by enriching others to take up. So every year we're increasing the number of people taking up Patipanevatram, so which is good. Next slide. So understand, enriching is a mirror, it's a reflection, because it holds your own mind up to your awareness. So listen to this. How enriching is a mirror. You say human minds are not very different from one another. So though each one of us would like to believe that we are unique and incomparable suffering, the truth is that almost all human beings are caught in the same 5 or 10 patterns. Each human being, there are 5 to 10 patterns we are stuck in. So the solutions are also similar for all human beings because they're all pretty much the same. He said, for instance, if you are struggling with a problem and you know the solution, but your heart is not accepting it, start giving that solution to others. Your heart will start accepting it. Isn't it amazing? Give the solution to others. You cannot practice. Okay, this is the solution. Swamiji told me. Then the person do it. Oh, wow. Okay, now I can accept. Let me do it also. So by enriching others of the solution, your heart start imbibing those truths and you start living it as well. Isn't it amazing? That's why it says it's a mirror. Because sometimes immediately your mind is carrying the resistance. Oh, I don't want to do this. No, no, no. But when you start enriching others to do that, you see other people get inspired and start running, then you say, okay, maybe I can try also. Have you experienced that? Right? A lot of time in our life, right? We see other people do so well and so enthusiastic, so beautiful. Okay, I think I can try. And the best part is it came from you. Because you don't want to do it first, you tell them, oh, do it. Then someone, really gone ahead and felt enriched by you. And then you feel that, oh, okay, maybe that works for me as well. Let me try also. Next slide. So understand your life is not just yours. This is the truth. Whether you want it or not, understand it or not, you believe it or not, this is the truth. As long as others are involved in your life, you are involved in others' life as well. Only when you decide to continuously enrich yourself and others does life flow through you. Lives flow through you only when you continuously enrich yourself and others. So we have a very wrong idea given by society. We always think that, let me first experience this truth, then I will start enriching others. This is like, show me the way, then I start doing. This is the way how society taught us. This is like saying, let me first get cured, after that I will take the medicine. You need to take the medicine first, then you get cured, right? But you say, no, let me get cured first, then I decide I will take the medicine. So this is exactly the so-called wrong cognition or idea or belief we carry. No, start doing it. Start the work. Do the action. Then the result will be shown. So he said, understand, enriching is the cure. The cure is enriching. Enriching is the experience. Enriching is the technique. Enriching is the path. And is also the goal. It is enriching which unclutches you from your past incompletion. It is also enriching which makes you grow. So, understand now, you cannot run away from enriching. Enriching is everything. Cure, technique, the path, the goal, and also your enlightenment. You see, even for Swamiji, when he has reached the whole flowering, when he come back to south of India, where he started his mission, what he did was just nothing but enriching others. In the beginning of his public life, he would just go to different hospital to heal people. When he still haven't had a sangha, which is a few people gathering around him. When he moved from the north to the south, he just start doing enriching people with healing, because he's a powerful healer. And then of course the next thing when he found a place, when someone donated the ashram, the land in Bidadi, he started to enrich people with his teaching, right? Teaching meditation, teaching, the different scriptures. He just started doing the work, enriching. And then more and more people get to benefit, they gather around him, and then how the whole sangha happened. Understand? Same way for you. If you want to do something, start enriching people, and you see you will attract the vibes, right? Your vibes attract the tribes. The tribes will come and gather around you when you radiate the vibes of enriching. Whatever vibes that you are enriching people with, whether it's healthy food, whether it's sannyas life, whether it's spiritual life, anything that you enrich, you radiate that vibes, and naturally the tribes that feel frequency, resonance within them, they will start gathering around you. Same thing, that's what happened to Swamiji, right? He just started enriching and all the seekers will start gathering around him. That is the power of enriching. Next slide. So here's another activity as a continuation with the first activity that you did earlier on. He said, list down all the areas where you postpone enriching others because you are waiting for your own transformation first. Which are the areas? Oh, you think, oh, I need to be a perfect yoga teacher, then I start enriching others about yoga. Or I wait till I become ready, then I start doing it. No, don't postpone, start doing the work. In each case, find out how you can take responsibility of enriching others in those areas. Okay? So we'll spend a few minutes to do this activity. List down all the areas where you postpone enriching others. You delay your transformation by postponing, thinking that you first transform, then you enrich. No, Swamiji say, enrich the transformation is the experience. That is the right context. Versus what society say, oh, you transform first, then you go out and do. It's just like, a doctor needs to go and get trained first, then he can start practicing. But in spirituality is start practicing, you get there. So that is the main difference. Next slide. How many of you postpone your transformation? Come on, raise your hand. Where are you postponing? What are you postponing? You want to type on your chat? Where are you postponing? Akan datang, coming soon. It is coming soon. Wait. Waiting for what? Waiting for something to land. Boom! Wow! I'm enlightened now. I get a reach. Is it? No, for me, is I do the work first. Then the thing will come. The moment you carry this idea that, okay, let me just wait for transformation, then I start enriching. You will never do. You will just postponing only. Delaying thing. Which is never going to help. So now he said, choose the right cognition. What is the right cognition he wants all of us to imbibe? He said, listen, when you try to drop your problems, it is a lifelong struggle. And it never really happens. But when your problem drops you, it is for good, right? Let's say you drop, the problem already no longer an issue, it just become irrelevant. It is good. So how can we ever make our problems drop us? He said the truth is you can't. The problem, so you can only grow beyond them. They will drop away on their own. They will just become redundant or irrelevant when you grow spiritually, when you start expanding. Understand, this is an important sacred secret that I learned from Swamiji. See, like certain problem, only when you start growing beyond them, it become like, it's just like you have expanded so much, the small little dust in your inner space is just not going to have any impact on you. Do you understand? When you have space is so small, a small dust, it looks like a big stone there. But if your space is so vast, because you have expanded so much, that whole dust, it's just like a mustard seed, so tiny that it doesn't, create any impact in it becomes irrelevant. Like for instance, you used to have this tremendous fear of death. You're so scared to die, right? Then you start, enriching yourself about the science of death, the mystery of death, had the death experience, death meditation with Swamiji, and then you realize that, actually, there's no death. You're eternal, right? Then you become, okay, relax, because you expanded your cognition about death. So when death comes, or even if you see death, you no longer have this fear. You just be able to go beyond it. You will just become irrelevant. Understand? You just be able to face it as it comes because it's no longer relevant. Because you just know by doing it, by enriching yourself, you know this is the truth, this is the reality. So they will drop away on their own because you carry such a vast space, you have grown beyond that you no longer hold any power over you. You become insignificant. Understand? Do you understand this part when Swamiji say, expand. Don't wait for the problem to drop you. You expand, make the problem irrelevant. Can I have a show of hand if you understand what Swamiji is trying to say in this? Okay, great. I remember he used to say this word. Don't tell Swamiji how big is your problem. Tell your problem how big is your guru. make the problem run away. Okay, next slide. So understand this very example. He said, suppose you try to forcibly take a toy away from a child, a little boy, and who adore this toy, his favorite toy, and then you try to snatch away from him by force, and the poor child will be crying and screaming on top of the lungs, going hysterical, because he feels that the whole life is being taken away, because that is his like a precious thing, right? When you take away something, the child only think that this is the life for them. So the toy is the only existing things in his world at that moment. And if someone take away, obviously he's going to scream and shout out and cry. So when the same child grows up, right, by the time he's an adult, he automatically will go beyond the toys that he used to feel attached to, and the toy will automatically drop him, right? Because you're grown up, you are gone mature, you don't think you need this toy anymore. Your cognition has also expanded that this is just a toy. So it will simply fall away from his life. In the same way, enriching simply expand you beyond your small identity and all your incompletions. All the incompletion you carry, all the fear, the patterns. When you start enriching, all this smallness about who you think you are just become irrelevant. It doesn't hold you anymore. Understand? This is one very profound truth. Enriching has this ability to make you go beyond your pseudo-identity and all your patterns and incompletions. So expansion is a choice you have. Every moment of your life, choose expansion. Choose authenticity. Authenticity is expansion. When you choose to be inauthentic, you are shrinking. Okay? So in every significant decision in your life, you have a choice to make a bondage cognition or a liberation cognition. Liberated thinking or, what call that? Thinking that lead to more and more bondages. So you have a choice to continue struggling with your drinking problem or your depression or your relationship conflicts, or you can grow beyond them so that they themselves drop you and go away. They become irrelevant. So choosing the liberation thinking, the liberated thinking, which enriches you and others, is the right intelligence for life. Always choose cognition that liberates you, not cognition that binds you, make you shrink. Understand? Whenever you make a decision, what kind of cognition you carry? Is it liberating, or is it a liberated thinking, or is it a shrinking? That means making you become smaller, leading you to more binding thoughts and action. Okay, so that is what he said, choose the right cognition. Liberated thinking, liberation, or cognition. Next slide. So everything that happens in your life is a result of your cognition about that part of your life. So he said everything that happens in your life is a result of the cognition about that part of your life. So which means at that point in time, in that present moment, when you carry certain cognition and you make certain decision based on that cognition, you will manifest the kind of life. You manifest the outcome of that decision. So irrespective of what life gives you, your experience become your cognition, driving your future experiences. So that's why he said again and again, work on your cognition. Work on your thinking, how you cognize things. Because your cognition, if it's fundamentally aligned to the cosmic truth, aligned to the sacred knowledge given by the enlightened masters, whether it's Vedas, Agamas, the scriptures, then that drives your future experiences. Understand? Your future experiences will be based on what cognition you hold. So he said, cognition has the power to either liberate or bind you. If you choose a binding cognition, then you will create a life of bondage. So he said, bondage cognition is the cognition that drives you to take decision or action based on external reason. Based on reason that is outside, not inside. He said, liberation cognition is the cognition that helps you respond to life based on you, your consciousness. Okay, so that is the main difference, whether it's bondage cognition or liberation cognition. One is externally driven by society. Oh, society asks you to do this, you run behind the society. Whereas the liberated cognition is based on consciousness as who you are, not your mind. So that is the main difference. Choosing the right cognition will bring liberation. Caught it? Give me a thumbs up. You understand this part of what Swamiji is trying to say? Yes? Okay. Let's go to the next slide. So he said, listen, all the regrets in your life are nothing but the past situation where you feel that you did not stretch to your ultimate potential. Okay? So all regrets, all the failure that you feel, oh, I should have done this, like you try to feel like you have some regrets or the guilt that caused the situation, it's because you didn't stretch yourself to the ultimate potential. Whenever you regret something, it means you know that you did not do your authentic best. And if you are carrying regrets in old age, it means that your life is a failure. Don't have this thing that in old age you still have so much regrets. No, in old age you should be celebrating. There's no regret. Understand? Because if you carry a lot of regrets, it means what? You live an utter failure in life, right? So he said, I tell you, enriching others is the best way. He said the only way you will feel that your life has been a success. When you start enriching others, when you look back before you leave the body, you feel that, wow, what a life you have lived. What a life. Because you have made so much difference in people's life. You have made not only you have been enriched yourself, you feel fulfilled. Because enriching expands you beyond the limited identity of this body mind. So in every step, in every level, whenever you enrich others, life enriches you. That is the mystery of enriching, the power of enriching. Understand now? Give me a thumbs up. You all understand why we need to enrich. Yes. So here's a contemplation that Swamiji wants all of us to do. He said, Manana, all the regrets in my life are nothing but the past situation where I feel that I did not stretch to my ultimate potential. Just look in and see all your regrets. If you list down your regrets, what are regrets you have? Oh, I didn't do this. I should have done it. If I could take this opportunity to go and meet Swamiji, before he left India, for instance. whatever may be your regrets, it's because you didn't stretch. I tell you one of the things that I still remember, one of my regrets. See, in 2012 or 2011, I can't remember, that either 11 or 12. Swamiji took a group of disciples to Mount Kailash. Okay? Mount Kailash is a very close group. And that time I was still working. I was still doing my work. And even though I had wanted to go because, how many, going to Mount Kailash is like one in a lifetime. And of course, going with Swamiji, needless to say, is one in a lifetime. But I didn't jump. You know why? I had all these ideas that, I don't know whether I can take the altitude, whether my body can do. So I was filled with all these ideas of impossibility, like, thinking that I will not be able to do it and make it to the trip. So somehow that was holding me back. Then I missed it entirely. So now when I look back, there would not be a chance anymore for Swamiji would take the close disciple to Mount Kailash. It's going to be a very, very difficult. I mean, as you can see now, even seeing him physically is even more, remotely impossible now. So that is what I mean. If I had decided to stretch myself to my ultimate potential, I would have gone that trip with him. So same thing, I'm sure in your life, in all of you, in our life, you have many such situations where you didn't stretch the ultimate potential and you missed it. Missing it again and again is what we're trying to stop through this understanding of the right cognition when you enrich yourself or others. Because I didn't think that I could enrich myself for it, and I missed it. Okay, next slide. So enriching is a healing power. How is that so? Let's understand. See, no philosophy is more immediate than enriching. No philosophy is more effective, more powerful than enriching. Why is that so? Let's say, for instance, if you have a disease, just by enriching everyone around you, and you can heal yourself. Enriching others will enrich, enriching others will enrich the forgotten part of you. Disease is nothing but the forgetting or disowning some part of you. So the straight method to be healed of any disease is to enrich all the people in your life, especially those who don't listen to you, who don't accept your words, people who run away from you, or people who have enmity towards you, people who cannot tolerate you or don't accept what you say. These are the people that you should enrich, because it is straight away method to heal yourself, in any diseases. Can you imagine? Enriching leads to getting healed. If you're having depression, you're having suicidal thoughts, please enrich others, and you get out of this, low mood and this suicidal tendency, just by enriching others. Okay? Next slide. So he said, this is not a joke. Please understand, Swamiji said that this is not a joke. Please listen, this is serious. This is truth. He said the disconnection you experience inside you and the disconnection you experience outside, they are not separate. Okay, outside you are not separate. Both are reflections of each other. The diseased part of your body is the part that has become disconnected from you, so which has stopped listening to you. When you complete with, and enrich people with whom you experience disconnection, the same disconnection is healed inside you as well. That is the amazing part of the healing power. Because of that diseases that you have is a form of disconnection. So when you start enriching people, you experience, with whom you experience disconnection, the same disconnection is healed inside you. So especially with the chronic diseases with which you are struggling, whether it's diabetes, heart diseases, all the diseases that you are just, are not healing you. You understand that you are suffering from a deep disconnection from life. So enriching connects you back to life. It restores life energy to the disease part. Okay? Don't think that by popping pill it's going to get healed. Start enriching others, you will feel that the whole disease part get healed as well. How many of you know Steve Jobs, right? The Apple chief, the CEO of Apple. He got pancreatic cancer, right? He died from pancreatic cancer. See, all his life he's just doing his work and all this and amassed a lot of wealth. But he doesn't know how to enrich others with his wealth. And that means there's a certain part of him which is disconnected with, correct? But he doesn't know how to use that to restore the life energy to heal the disease part of him. If he had known that science to, the Vedic tradition or Sanatana Dharma, I'm sure he would live a lot longer. You could be healed completely from his pancreatic cancer. Instead, he was just plunging himself to the work as in the Apple, trying to just do the corporate work instead of doing other work that he needs to do, which is enriching others and also part of the disconnection that he has within himself. Fascinating, isn't it? Huh? In the whole enriching can just heal the disease part of you. Next slide. So, and it's not just physical diseases. Enriching can lift you out of depression, lethargy, and all your mental problems as well. All your psychological disorder, all your psychological nonsense that you are entertaining. Because that part of your mind which fights with you and refuses to wake up in the morning is no different from the mind of the people outside whom you are experiencing conflict with. Understand? Inside you and outside of you, it is the same mind. Inside you, you are struggling with the same resistance, and outside of you, the people are also struggling with the same kind of mind. So he said, in the same way, if you have relationship issue, you are not able to heal the relationship, whether it's your parents, with your siblings, or your spouse. If your investor doesn't trust you, let's say you're trying to talk to your business partner, and they don't trust you. If your boss is not giving you a raise, if your teacher is not giving you good grades, whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the problem you have with others in the relationship, you can solve it by paying attention to that part of your body or mind which is not listening to you. Understand? Complete with that part, enrich that part, and you will see the change in all these dimensions of your life. Okay? If you have this issue, relationship issue, please take a note. And if you have physical diseases, take a note. Or you have a psychological problem, mental problem, take a note. How, by enriching others, you can just walk out of all this sickness. Okay? Next slide. So actually it's easier to work on the minds outside of you than the one inside you. It's easier to work with the people's mind than your own mind. So start with that. That's what Swamiji said. You work with others' mind, maybe it's easier for you to do, enrich them. But with your mind, your cunning mind will try to show you different things. And then you say, okay, don't do it. So continuously enrich others, then you will see that you simply enrich yourself. You will see that just through enriching, even your chronic diseases can be healed. Okay? So that's why do the work of enriching. Give selflessly. Enrich others. Then you have no problem. No problem inside, no mind inside, and then you will be blissful. Next slide. So here's the last slide, I think, with the activity. It said, list down 5 relationships where you are facing a conflict. List down, whether it's spouse, with parents, with children, with boss, with client, wherever. Okay, list down the 5 relationships you are facing a conflict. List down 5 ways in which you enrich each of these relationships. Each of those relationships. Be committed to not giving up on others till they feel enriched by you. Okay? This is your homework. First, write down the 5 relationships where you face a conflict right now. Then look at how are the 5 ways you can enrich that person in each of the relationship. Let's say it's your spouse. How can you enrich your spouse? 5 ways that you think you can enrich your spouse. Let's say another one is your boss. What are the 5 ways you can enrich your boss? And then be committed of not giving up on these people, the 5 relationships that you have, until they feel enriched by you. They feel that you really make a difference in their life. Okay? 10? 1, 2, 3. Next, let's finish off. Any questions so far? No? So I would like to invite all of you to this laughter meditation this Saturday, 2 p.m. to 3:30, 1.5 hours. This is backed by popular request by the devotees. They are suggesting we do it monthly, so let's see. Because I think the last time we did it was in June, then we did it again in August, and then we're doing it in September because the people feel the healing power of laughter meditation. So if you're free on a Saturday afternoon, please join us. You can come to the Adinam at the same time. You can also join online if you are not able to make it here. Next slide. Yes, it's already started. The Paramashiva Sena batch 10, which started 3 days ago. This time around is happening in LA as well as in Tiruvannamalai. So the next batch is going to be in October. Venue has yet to be updated, but you can, if you are serious about your transformation, enriching yourself, come to this program. Spend 30 days with Swamiji. You will see enormous transformation and you learn how to enrich others also after that. Next slide. So once again, if you are interested to be part of the enlightened civilization, Kailasa, you can sign up as an e-citizen. This is the guide. Let us know if any one of you are interested. If you are already a member, no problem. So, next slide. Next week is the last chapter and the last session on this book. We'll conclude Enriching because Enriching only 2 parts. It's a short chapter, so we'll finish off this book by next Wednesday. So lesson 20 is the last lesson. Then we'll see what we will do. I haven't decided yet, but it'll be interesting to finish off. And of course, after we finish, it will be good to have all of you share your experience. Those of you who attended this whole 20 lesson with me. Okay, so any question on enriching? Any question? Is it clear? The power enriching? So don't have this resistance to enrich, because enriching is life. Only when you start enriching, you yourself also get enriched, fulfilled. That is the amazing part of this whole spiritual principle of enriching. Okay?
Sorry, I have a question here. Just now
Yes,
when you mentioned about for someone they have the chronic disease, so they can heal themselves by enriching others. So practically how?
okay. Let's say you're suffering from depression. Someone is suffering from depression, for instance. Okay? So you've been battling this depression. You keep coming in and out, or you want to get out, but somehow again you get dragged down by your mind again. Correct? So like this looping is happening. You're not able to, get out of this depression completely. So Swamiji said that start enriching people about the knowledge of depression. Let's say you're already in that space. You can enrich others about how to get out of depression, how depression destroy life. So when you start working on that, helping others who are also depressed, you yourself will get healed from that journey. Do you understand? So that's what. Let's say you're diabetic. Someone is diabetic. Start enriching people about the patterns that create diabetes. Then you see that, oh, I had this pattern. Oh, okay, let me just stop this pattern. Then you see that, oh, you suddenly your blood sugar become normal, and then you become healed completely from diabetes. It's not like, oh, I'm depressed, I cannot do anything, let me just lock myself out and just lick my own wounds and just feel the world is not fair, that kind of feeling, right? When you start going out to enrich people, you forget about even that you have this problem. Because you're busy enriching people. You feel so much life being showered by cosmos, so much healing energy is happening. So naturally, if you don't think about that small you, the small I, who is depressed, who is, powerless, you forgot even that person you were. So naturally you have a new expanded identity, and then you simply walk out of your whatever thing that you're suffering. Understand? The mind that created the disease is no longer there when you start enriching. Okay? Then naturally you're healed. Huh? Understand that? Great. Any other question? Yes? Sure. Ayah, you have any question? You need to unmute, Ayah. You're still muted. You need to unmute. Key in the...
Yeah. What I see, understand is basically when we are trying to enrich others, but remain enriching others, but not looking after ourselves. So basically, our problem will become like we talk so much to others, but not enriching yourself. So generally, we forget that we also have to enrich ourselves. Like what you said earlier, you keep on doing others to do. Then while doing that, you should also participate into enrich.
Yes, of course.
A lot of times we find that, okay, we talk to others, but we remain at where we are most of the time. So that's where the problem lies, unfinished. Then
Yes.
we stay back and still where we are, while the others be enriched, you remain where you are. I mean, this is a basic problem we always get in doing. We are always enriching others, but not neglecting self enriching. So this is the thing where we have to actually get together with not only enriching others, while doing that, we also have to enrich ourselves, which is a basic problem where I think most of us have, like only thinking about giving advice and doing, but not doing yourself.
Correct.
So that was the point you raised, which was actually very correct. Like after telling 10 times to others, the 11th time you start to do, that's where you get yourself, okay, lifted. Basically, we are also sitting there doing nothing, but trying to lift others, but not lifting up ourselves.
Yes.
One point I really appreciate what you have said, because that's the only thing where enriching is, although it engulfs all the other three, but basically it's very very unique thing that it comes at last, enriching, But to understand it perfectly, the I, A, and R, I mean, integrity, authenticity, and responsibility should work very well so that your enriching is actually works with you. Otherwise, basically enriching and others without you in having the integrity, authenticity, and the responsibility, it's no point enriching because
Correct.
you
So
don't
that's
practice
why
it.
everything put together, right? Everything come together.
The problem is we don't practice that, and the problem if we start practicing only then this whole thing of enriching works. Otherwise, we are just opening our mouth like a fish trying to get caught somewhere along the line.
Correct. I think you pointed out a great observation. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think you personally experienced it yourself. What
Yeah.
about Po? Po has been off the camera until now. Were
Yeah,
you listening all this while?
yes, yes. Just to share my experience lah. I mean, since we're
Mm,
on this topic. So two things. One is yes, I of course I agree. Like sometimes we'll feel like, oh no, I'm not even, doing this, but how can I tell people about it? So I do realize, like for example, right, remember I shared, I think it was probably 1 or 2 weeks ago, that during this class, right, we had a reflection, and then I was thinking, yeah, so what was reviewed is, remember, Maduka, we were talking about kids and vaping in Singapore, right?
yes, yes.
So I said that I want to take responsibility for the kids. So because I guess my intention to enrich was so strong that now, right, I have a friend, right, who is actually working with the RC, like Residence Committee and the Community Center. So I told him, hey, I propose, I can do a session on that or do a couple of sessions, so helping families, helping the parents, helping the kids, helping them to navigate through this kind of addiction. So honestly, of course, I mean, I can't say that, oh, I've been through vaping, I've been through all this, or do I have all the knowledge and all the skill sets? If I keep thinking like that, right, I will never ever get started. Yeah.
Correct.
So, but I volunteer. I volunteer to take responsibility. I volunteer to lead this session, and basically just let Swamiji, just let the universe talk through me. That's all. Yeah. So yeah. So it's like what you said just now in class. Like we can't wait until like, oh, you know this thing perfectly well, or you transform, then you go and enrich others. So whatever that we think that, okay, I want to take responsibility for this, then we just go ahead and go and create the opportunities. Yeah.
Correct. And whatever powers, knowledge that will land in you when you start doing the work. That's what I saw. Divine or the existence will show you how to do it because of the fact you took the responsibility. You're doing his work, right? So great. I think all of you are catching it, how the power enriching. So I look forward to see all of you next week for the last session of enriching. Okay, we conclude this whole chapter. So with that, thank you for all your sharing. Really, really wonderful to hear all your experiences and your thought current. So with that, let's conclude with the Puna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Saubham Bhagavad Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Paurka Paramastu Om Nityanandam. Thank you, Nityanandam. You can stop the sharing and the recording. See you next